I'm really excited to be here today with my good friend Susanna Richardson, wedding planner, event imaginaire. We've been working together for the past decade, and I'm excited to hear about all the things she's got coming up.
Thank you for having me. It's lovely to be here.
You have planned weddings and celebrations for some of the most famous celebrity couples in the country. What do you think clients are really looking for when they come to you?
I think trust is huge. My honesty, and definitely then beyond that, I think it's my design, because I'm a bit kind of crazy when it comes to design and don't do the ordinary. So yeah, those three things are definitely my USP.
I think brutal honesty is definitely in there. Love that.
Yeah, brutal honesty, maybe.
You are also known as being really calm under pressure. Where does that come from?
Whiskey? No. I think that just comes from experience. I don't know whether that's something that you can learn. It's just knowing that each event that you do and each wedding that you do, something's going to be thrown at you, and you've got enough behind you that you can deal with it. And also for me, what's huge is I've always got the right team around me, whether that's my personal team or the suppliers that I put together. I know that they've always got my back and I can rely on them.
When I'm shooting, my crew are my family because I have to rely on them, trust them. How do you go about finding the right people to be part of your team?
They have to be slightly unhinged, I think, first of all. But I call my team my merry little gang of misfits because we've all just got very unique skills. And I don't actually hire anybody from within the event industry because I like people who've got I like personable. So anybody that's got a hospitality background, retail background is huge. I think they're hard workers. And I don't need 20 of me. I need lots of different people. So I find my team from all over the place, but most of them kind of stick around.
And that comes down to trust again, for you to them and going forward to everybody else, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And also, I think as I've spent longer in the industry, not gatekeeping is a huge thing. So like with you guys, I know that I can hand over the groom getting ready on the morning of the wedding and I haven't got to worry about it. You'll do it. You've got it. He's going to look amazing. We can check in occasionally, and that's one thing off my list. So things like that are just really important for keeping it calm.
Yeah, that's great. It's also really nice to trust the people you work with and to believe that they're going to look after it and not have to worry is so good.
Huge.
Many of your clients come back to you, they're recommended to you, word of mouth. I mean, that's the best form of business, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. And I think it's incredibly flattering. I don't think there's anything lovelier than when somebody contacts me and a client has mentioned my name in a room. Probably even more so when it's a guy, because I think girls are often quite good about talking about who's done their wedding. But when it's a groom, it feels especially flattering that they've spoken to somebody. That's literally how I've built my business. Without word of mouth and recommendation, I wouldn't be in the situation that I'm in now. So I'm very fortunate and feel very lucky.
I think there's a great synergy there with you and Clements and Church in that way, because we completely built by people saying, and a lot of it through weddings as well, you know, who are you wearing? How's that working? And that's really the best way for us to be finding our clients as well.
Yeah, definitely. And I think for me, I always say I don't want to just do one event for a client. I want to keep them for years and years. I want to be doing their parties. I want to be doing their kids' parties. I want to be involved in kind of their social party.
From cradle to grave.
Yeah,
literally.
Yeah, and actually I have done some of those. But yeah, and I think then you're not just getting kind of like with you're not getting one suit out of it. You want to be dressing them for forever.
I think so much of what you do and what we do as well is relationship based. You have to get to know someone pretty intimately when you're creating the most important day of their life. and for us when we're dressing them for that as well. And I think those relationships are just the most important thing that you can nurture. So I think it's really special, isn't it?
And love them. I think it's great getting to know people. That's one thing that I really love about my job is the people and getting to know them and what makes them tick, what they like, what they don't like.
Yeah,
So yeah,
the nuances.
Yeah.
And what about the family drama? That's something that's something we have a lot of experience with.
Well, I always say that I'm part kind of therapist. So yeah.
I think in a role like this, where you're talking to people and you're talking to them about such intimate stuff, because actually your wedding day, it's so personal, isn't it? And we know there's going to be big personalities there, and there's a relationship there. And let's face it, no one's families are ever easy and straightforward. It takes kind of a special person to listen and then be able to serve it back in the right way and be able to help them in that way as well.
Yeah, and I think managing it as well. So knowing on the morning of a wedding who we've got to keep away from a bride.
Yeah.
Because a wound up bride just makes our life more difficult.
Nightmare.
So yeah, you have to kind of keep an eye on everything that's going on.
Yeah. How important to you is personal style during the wedding process?
So, I mean, to me, it's everything. I don't like doing repeats. So I like to encourage my clients to bring out their personal style. And that's something that I really kind of push for them to develop. I'm totally and utterly over black tie. In fact, I think I'm going to ban black tie for the next 2 years. So yeah, I think it's massively important. Yeah. And also I think you want everything to be personal and unique. I don't want something that everybody looks back on and it's the same as everybody else's. It's why I'm not really into trends.
Yeah.
So, because I think trends date, whereas you want something that's just beautiful, constructed well, they look great in, they feel great in. And that's kind of across the board. That's from clothes to the wedding.
I totally agree. I think you really want to have that thing where in 10 years' time, you're looking at your wedding photos and you're going, I absolutely love everything about that day. And I remember it and it isn't dated. And I wore a cream tuxedo to my wedding. And actually I look at the pictures now and I think I would wear that again. I would wear that exact look again. There's nothing I would change about that. I know people that regret the choices that they might have made. They've been carried away by a fairy tale or something. And it's so lovely to be able to lean into someone's personal style and go, in 10 years' time, you're going to look at this and you're going to know you do the same thing.
Yeah, and I think you can do that. I think you can have classics because that's probably why a lot of people go for black tie.
Yes.
Because you can have a classic and still have it done in a slightly more unique way. I mean, for instance, I love navy tuxes.
Yeah, me too.
I think a man looks phenomenal in navy.
Yeah.
So even just little tiny things like that can really change.
We've just done a beautiful midnight blue spring tux.
Yeah.
And it's a bit of a twist on a tux in that it hasn't got the satin lapel, but it's got covered buttons in the same fabric and it's a Zeya silk. So it has this elegance and elevation.
Yeah. So I love things like that.
What excites you about the future of everything organised?
I think probably our expansion into the US. So I'm working with quite a lot of US clients at the moment. I'm looking at kind of doing more global. I mean, we work globally anyway, but kind of really pushing the global market. So that really excites me. It's also scary because it involves saying no to lots of things. Yeah. And I think as any kind of entrepreneur will tell you, saying no to things is always tricky. And I think maybe as I have developed, encouraging people to be more unique and pushing their style and really kind of putting my crazy mind to work and creating bigger and grander events. So yeah, there's loads to be excited about at the moment.
I would always refer to you as an Imaginaire.
Okay.
That's how
that's amazing.
That's how I would describe you to my friends.
Yeah.
Because I think you're probably as a creative person myself,
Yeah.
I look at your imagination and the way that you pull things together. And, I'm inspired by it because I'm in awe of the kind of seeing things on a grand scale. And I think how difficult is it when you've got a big idea to then have to hone it in because of budget or elements that are out of your control? Do you find that difficult to pivot?
Not really. Because I think my brain works in a particularly weird way. And I think my brain also knows with the particular client that it can't do certain things. So it doesn't go there. But then obviously we have clients that we can do like incredible stuff for. I think the only thing that I probably struggle with is I find it quite difficult because I can't draw. I think if I could draw, it would be incredible because then people could visualize what I'm doing. So much of it is in my brain. And when people get to know me, they understand that. But I know that sometimes people working with me, they haven't got a clue what I'm going to do. But that's also something that I kind of love because we create a lot on site. So I have all the elements, and then I suppose it's a bit like making a cake, isn't it? You've got everything there, and then it comes together in the end.
We had a similar thing when we were shooting. I didn't know, because we were shooting on film, I didn't know what it was going to look like right until the end. I had a really good vision of what it was going to be. I mean, I was thinking about this because we were shooting in Rome this year, recently, and you've done lots of weddings in Italy. Yeah. Italy has been a bit of a kind of go-to for you.
Yeah.
What is it you love about weddings in Italy?
The weather.
The food.
Then you don't have to constantly fight with rain. I mean, Italy's just romantic.
Yeah.
I mean, everything about it is romantic.
Yeah. Amore.
The scenery is just stunning. I mean, Tuscany is just beautiful. Like you say, the food. Yeah. Food's incredible. Wine's incredible. They're relatively easy to deal with sometimes.
They speak very quickly. That's what I've been doing a bit of Duolingo for the Italian trips, and it's fast.
No, I mean, it's just, and I think and logistically it works.
Yeah.
So, and the venues are just fantastic.
It's the architecture, isn't it? When we were in Rome, I think the two things that really took my breath away was the architecture and the light. You get this most beautiful light, and I think it's because the buildings are so light coloured, but you get the same thing in Tuscany, I'm sure.
I don't know. There's something special about Rome. Yeah. I mean, there really is something really special about it.
I think it's the heritage.
Yeah, it is. I mean, everywhere you turn, there's just history. It's fantastic.
And if someone came to you and said, and obviously it's all done on personality and stuff, but if you did say if you could plan your perfect wedding, where do you think that would be?
Well, I'm married in Italy. So I married in Italy 23 years ago. So
you've done it.
Yeah, so I've done it. And I don't think I'd change it. No. I don't think I'd change anything about it. So yeah, I think I probably would. Although I now live in the Cotswolds and I love the Cotswolds. So yeah, I think I'd probably either do Italy or the Cotswolds.
So you are known for making things happen.
Okay.
Amazing things, normally. Right. Is there anything you've ever had to say no to? And how? How did you do it?
Within reason, no. However, that generally comes down to budget. And I think actually more and more people's expectations of what they want versus budget is now vastly different. Yeah. So a lot of the times I am the bad guy and I have to go back and say, well, that's like £300,000 worth of flowers. We haven't got that. So why don't we do this instead? Yeah. So that happens a lot.
And managing expectations, obviously.
Yeah. I think what you've got at the moment is people are bombarded with social media of Kardashian style weddings and events and all of these incredible things. And I don't think people understand how much things cost. So, yeah, I have to be the person who kind of brings that back down into the like numbers spreadsheet game.
So from reining it in
Yeah.
to really pushing the boat
Yeah.
out, what sort of amazing thing have you done over the last 6 months that you can tell us about that was really beautiful when you look back on the pictures?
I think so many, to be honest. I mean, we did a beautiful wedding in Tuscany, which was really pretty. And then we've done just incredibly opulent events, which you will have seen, where obviously we've used tomatoes, strawberries. I think I'm kind of known for that one
Red fruit.
one red fruit, one vegetable.
Yeah.
And we do that and we take it and we do very OTT. So yeah, I mean, there's so many.
Show-stopping.
And so massively different.
Obviously, we're coming into spring, summer. You
Yeah.
haven't really spoken about that. What things do we need to consider, or what are the big ones for having a summer wedding?
I think across the board, most people get it wrong with what they wear. Brides can often get it wrong because they don't realise how hot it's going to be for a destination. Same with grooms. I think they have to be guided on fabrics. A lot of our grooms are sports people, so they tend to sweat a lot and they need lots of shirts. I think the most we've had is maybe 8. So things like that you have to consider. Weather is a huge part, whether it's here or abroad. And I guess seasonality in terms of what's available. So trying to lean into flowers that are available seasonally. Spring is phenomenal. They're my favourite flowers in spring.
Yeah.
I think people always think of summer gardens, but actually spring's the best. I mean, you know, bringing in a kind of all those beautiful pastels and the kind of real brightness of spring. I love that. And actually I get to work on very few, maybe April weddings. It's not a popular month,
No,
but it's actually one of the most beautiful.
And fragrant.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Really
Yeah.
fragrant.
And in terms of light as well, I think it has a nice light to it.
I had a really funny anecdote from Bailey
Yeah.
about the wedding that he was. Do you know what I was going to say? So he's
Yeah.
dressing.
Yeah.
He was dressing the groom, but there was a small situation of a lake to get over.
Yeah, it was in Lake Como. Yeah.
And I think he had to end up rowing the boat himself.
I think they got somebody to row it for him, but they ended up having to put him in a canoe. And he had to take his trousers off to get into.
So if he didn't get them wet.
Yeah, so he didn't get them wet. That is, and it actually wasn't. I don't think it was it wasn't one of my weddings, but it's one of my favourite stories. Yeah. And I've got the photo of him in the canoe,
in his pants.
And if ever I'm sad, I will look at it. Yeah.
That is called going above and beyond for your client.
Well, like I said earlier, I mean, nothing's ever bomb-proof. Something goes wrong. Yeah. I mean, we had one in Como, and the groom was supposed to be picked up in this beautiful Reaver boat and go across the lake, James Bond style. And then there was a massive storm. We hadn't got any vehicles. There were no vehicles available to us. So we ended up having to pick him up in our little hire car, which was this little tiny thing that we'd named Albie. And we took him a cheese and ham sandwich to kind of nurse it. And then in the end, he ended up driving himself. And it's on the video. And it's just this incredible moment. Yeah. So I think that's the other thing as well, is when stuff like that happens, it's a brilliant, funny story. And it ends up being a great part of the day.
And it's the thing you remember most about it.
Yeah. 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 So I love that. I love things going wrong.
Yeah. Best laid plans. Susanna, you're such a champion of love. You're always there at the beginning of a relationship or when they're about to make the most important vows. What do you think is the advice that you would give to a couple going forward?
I think laughter is hugely important. I think life can be hard. And if you can laugh together, I think you're 95% of the way there. And I love that when I see couples together and the way that they navigate their lives together. And I know that the ones that can not take it too seriously are going to be the ones that are going to make it the longest.
Quick fire.
Okay.
Yeah. Your approach in 3 words.
Honest, fun, designed.
Most important part of the day.
The vows. If we can get you married, the rest is just decoration.
Biggest misconception about weddings.
Bigger is better. And I think that comes down to what's involved and also guest list.
How you unwind.
Whiskey? No. So belly rubs with a puppy.
Yeah.
I love my dog. I have an outdoor bath, which is everything. And I live in the middle of nowhere, so just quiet.
Finally, what makes an event unforgettable?
I think the people, I think having the right mix of people there, and then something that's completely designed around you.
Personal.
Totally personal.
Yeah. It's been so great having you here talking about all things weddings. I can't wait for the future. I'm looking forward to another decade of working together.
It'd be amazing.
Making magical things happen.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. I've absolutely loved it. And yeah, you're not getting rid of me now. You're going to be my tailors forever.